Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Gopinath.
Hello, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am ready. Sir, can you hear my voice?
Sir, good morning. Ramkumar here, sir.
Sir?
Hello.
Good morning, sir. Yes, sir. Good morning,
Hello,
sir.
Mr. Gopinath.
Good morning,
Can
sir.
you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear
Can you
you.
hear me, sir?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Yes, sir. You can go ahead, sir. You can start.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you can go ahead and start the class, sir. Yeah.
Yes. Good morning to all. So, my name is Gopinath. So, I am training officer. Today, morning, I am going to present you a very interesting topic. Body language. So this topic is especially very useful. So language originated from sound and gestures. The language where it started, where it originated, means generally from sounds, different types of sounds and different actions. From that point only, language has been started. There are a lot of languages are there. Then in communication, there are two types of communications: verbal, non-verbal communications. Verbal means something we are speaking by words. Non-verbal means opposite of words, just by action, just to stop, come, stand up, sit, like this. Some actions by means of non-verbal actions. So what is the difference between these two? Verbal communication is the exchanging of information by words. Non-verbal exchanging of information wordless. Wordless cues. It includes sounds, words, speech, all the verbal communications. It includes facial expressions, body language, all these things. In verbal communication, definitely we are continuously we are using our words. There is no chance of confusion. Non-verbal communication, there definitely just by showing some action without any words, definitely some confusion or some misunderstanding may come. Next, verbal communication over, non-verbal communication over, then classroom management. So because since this topic is very directly related with beginner teachers, why this topic is very important, why this classroom management is very important means in classroom management is a very important concern for teachers. Why means because if a student first time going to class, they are facing some problem, then further that's why teaching is a satisfaction and enjoyment. When, how, depends upon leading students to cooperate. When the students cooperate with the teacher, definitely teaching can enjoy and teaching will get satisfied. So that is what this topic is very, very useful for a beginner teachers. Then why this body language is useful and what are the ways? Generally, before going to topic, normal conversation between two persons. The words generally they're using 35%. Remaining things all only body language only we are using. By eyes, by face expressions, lips, head movement, hand movement, arm movement, all these things we are using. That is your body language is very, very, very important in this. So, what do you think about our general appearance? Presenters appear only a clean shave, haircut, or something. Not these things. Presenters appearance should be neat. I think some technical problem. So there is signal problem. So I think now okay. So presenters appearance should be neat and clean and should be professional attire. And then eye movement. Next body language is eye. With the eye, we want to connect. Make eye contact to the classroom. Watch the entire classroom with eyes, eye to eye contact. So not only simply speaking something or simply discussing something, just you can watch the class instead of simply shouting something. Just you make the eye contact also. Then what about ears? You should give some work for ears also during classroom activities. When taking class, listen to the participants, listen to the class. What any students creating some sounds, or students asking some minor doubts. So teacher should be very sharp in classroom areas. Be attentive in class. Then face reaction. Face reaction normally presenters face, because facing the audience, students seeing the teacher face, it depends, all interest creates depends on the face only. So presenter's face should be animated, smiling lot. You show the smiling face to the students, especially give some smile with the mouth and eyes. So I shown some pictures here. One where students asking any doubt, immediately teacher reacting, overreacting, or way of reacting in arrogant way, or unhappy way. So these presenters face will demotivate the students level. Then voice. Presenter's voice should be not too much fast, not too much slow. You should always vary the volume, and also use inflections. Inflection means like using some tense, past tense, present tense, or action verb, something which is more interesting words, not simply in all in one way. What you are talking, that should be very clearly, it should be understandable by the students. Like here, I shown on picture, keep on someone talking something, discussing something, teacher continuously talking, so students will not be able to understand, because teacher speaking is too much fast. Then and there you give some pause. Continuously don't speak. You speak, then reduce also, if possible you give a pause and then again continue, and sometimes you create some suspense. Next, what next we are going to see, like that you give some suspense. So you are creating some suspenses, the students will make, students will watch the teacher's voice continuously. If continuously teacher continuously speaking, students, every student will not be able to understand clearly. All students cannot catch the teacher's voice properly. One student will be fast, one student will be slow. So we always use some pause and create some suspenses. And many people, we are especially first time we are facing the class, we will make some small mistakes, like R symbol. It is called like that. Sometimes any language you are speaking, your language you will be sometimes dragging like that. So don't use such type of words. Then here, stance, the body position, the presenter's position, because this is purely related with body language. Instead of using speaking something, you are going to show some action by means of body language. So the body stance is very, very important. Presenter stance, here I have shown here, there are 3 types of poses. Middle one only good posture. The body should be steady. You are little bit lagging, your body position not showing a confident, then definitely the opposite audience, they will not see you as a confident manner. So that's what real ladies also picture I show. The presenter stand should be open, inviting others, good posture, and showing the confident way. Then one doubt is coming, what is meant by gesture and posture? My students generally they will ask, sir, what is difference between gesture posture? Here some comparison I have given. Gesture means only the movement of part of the body alone is a gesture. Stop, height, small, head movement. So this is gesture. Posture means the full body. The full body movement like this. Full body movement giving is posture. So the difference between posture and gesture means hand movement. Posture means full body. So that's second point. Gesture means it involves part of the body. Posture means it involves whole body, full body. Gesture can be used to replace words. If instead of calling someone, generally I face some language problem in front of my students. So I used to call by action, or I used to convey my message by means of actions. So that generally I am using only gesture method. Posture, just standing in one way, there is no meaning, no message, nothing. So the posture do not replace the words. And gesture can be used to indicate attitude and emotions. Immediately something, I am asking any questions, you are really, sir, I know the answer, sir. Immediately you are raising the hands. So immediately the body parts giving some message, immediately showing the emotions. Sir, no sir, today I will not go, sir. So emotions showing outside by means of some hand movement. Posture can reveal the confidence, like a presenter's stance, the body pose. Body pose will give you a confident and it creates a good attitude. So all these things are posture. So this is the difference between gesture and posture. So in last slide I told presenter's stance should be a good posture. Stance, body position should be a good posture. Posture means whole body should give you a good confidence. Then gesture, presenter's arm. Normally, yeah, if you are standing or you are watching something or you are confident, not like this, very careless, very confident way, like this, very confident. So this movement is a gesture. Then feet. Voice, face, body position, arm over, now feet. Now leg movement also important. Presenter feet should be like this. Here I think all of you can see this. See, this is wrong. Don't stand very closely. Don't stand like this V shape and stand like this very freely, relaxable. So this is a correct way of standing. And this way is definitely is not a professional way. Just keeping in a packet, cross leg. So this is not a position. So you should stand in a correct way. So that's why the presenter's feet should be move around purposefully. In a classroom, presenter, that is a teacher continuously walk and sometimes stand and sometimes walk. Purposefully walk. So it means not continuously. When required, that time you walk. Another stand. But not constantly. Don't move constantly. Don't stand constantly. Purposefully walk, stand. That depends upon the classroom situations. And not fidget, not rocking. That's what the dance step, the positions of this only. We have mentioned not fidget, rock, or face back. So these things and all feet movement. So these are all the things. Now the presenter's attitude, if a new teacher who are practicing all these things correctly, the effective presenter's attitude will be positive, accepting way. For students side, accepting way, enthusiastic, enjoying, satisfied, encouraging way. By students, by seeing the teacher's body language, students will encourage. So indirectly, I am encouraging my students by giving the pose. So finally, the presenter's manner should be confident, calm, and matter of fact. Presenter's manner should be confident. Either you confident, you show eyes or face or hand movement or somewhere. That presenters only show their confidence. So here the picture shown will show either like this or like this. With all these hand movement, eye contact, proximity, arm gestures, fingers, physical posture, lips, head movement, with the entire parts of the body from head to toes, you should show the body language in a confident way. You should be, first of all, teacher should be very relaxable and calm way. And a matter of fact, all that not just like this. Every hand movement, eye movement, lip movement, face action, animated face, everything should be matter of fact. The matter, something on a reason should come. A teacher's action, each and every actions, finger movement, each and every action should have one meaning. So that is a matter of fact. So these are all the things. So today I am going to take continuously other topics. So they are taking 2 topics because I have 1 hour schedule. So I am covering the 2 points. First is any doubt is there? Any students? Okay, I will continue this, then we will have any discussions. Next, for a new teacher, body body language is important, how to face the students, how to answer. Next thing is, next to body language, common defects of instructors. So why this topic body language is very important, I told you. Normally, many normal human being or many teachers creating some small mistakes, small defects. How manufacturing products in small defects, small lines, burrs or something. How manufacturing product have defects. Same, our human being also have small defects. I have one defect, you have one defect, like that. So what are all the defects? What are all things you should not do? So first, again, I want to tell the definition of learning. First, in a classroom, students came to classroom for learning something. So learning means what? What is the definition of learning? Various changes takes place in behavior. Once the students coming to class, students listening the classroom, and while going out or going outside of the classroom, what will happen? What changes coming? That changes only they are telling behavior, change of behavior. Student maybe physical change or knowledge improvement, knowledge development, some way of behavior, change of behavior by terms of training, proper training or proper experience is known as learning. That is it. The learning is termed as change of behavior is known as learning. There are certain basic psychological factors are there. When students coming to classroom for learning something, psychologically, because of some problem or because of some psychological factor, students not able to gain something, students not able to develop something. So that thing, every instructor should understand how to apply good mannerisms in his presentation. Because the way I am behaving, the way I am speaking, the way I am writing in board, maybe my audience, my opposite students not able to understand properly. So then I am getting a failure. So that's what every instructor should understand how to apply the good mannerisms in presentations. So far we are seeing good body languages. Now we are seeing all the poor mannerisms. What are all you should not do? What do, what don't do? Now here we are going to see all the negative things. What are mistakes you should not do? Defective teaching, also known as poor mannerism, also known as pitfalls of instructors. And also, what is manners? Manners means something which is unwanted or undesirable things. That is known as manners. The way, the behavior, what I am doing is right for me. But my opposite people may not accept that character. I may smile something, but some network problem. So here is some network problem, so I cannot continue. Sorry for disturbance. So some teachers have taught, so continuously speaking something, continuously and some teachers will not tell right things, they will tell wrong things, bluffing. Some teachers usually shouting more, and some teachers murmuring something you are speaking but can't able to understand properly. The whole class can't able to listen properly. That voice is called murmuring voice. And your dressing should be untidy, not should be. If the dress is untidy, something dress is not comfortable, then your presenters, the body appearance will not be good. Then definitely a negative image may come. So your dress should be neat, not to be untidy. There, Again, some problem. So then, absent-minded teacher always talking what I'm talking. Teacher itself don't know. So that is absent-minded. Playing with chalk, non-punctual to classroom, always discourage the trainees. So what you are the way of behavior is going in a wrong way. You are discouraging the trainees, so that is not a good habit. That is a poor manners. Leaning table, so continuously don't stand like this or don't do like this. The leaning table. So don't always do snuffing, sneezing inside the classroom. That is not a good habit. So always don't be serious face. Show your smiling face. So don't avoid the students. Suppose students asking some doubt, you should be able to clear correctly. Don't demotivate the students. Be a good team leader. Don't insult the students. Don't teach too much. So your suppose students coming for doubt. So very shortly you clarify the doubts. Don't explain it for a half an hour or 20 minutes. Don't clarify. Your doubt clarification should be very limited. So then too much advice. So continue every day advice leads to students discouraged. So they used to tell admonition. So too much admonition will have a threatened factor. So if continuously repeatingly same thing happening, so definitely you will get irritated. So teachers don't do too much admonition, and of course no spitting, no smoking, no coughing inside the classroom or workshops, and also don't show the pointers, don't throw the chalk piece, don't show the stick towards the students, trainees. So these are all these are all the poor mannerisms found in some teachers. Yeah, new teachers, yeah, beginner teachers should be very careful in these small mistakes. This out of this 21 points, any one or two mistakes maybe I have, maybe you have. But before going to classroom, we should do some practice. We should do lot of exercise in our body language, in our mannerisms. If you are practicing in such a way, then you can be a good teacher. A good teacher will have all the good qualities. So, okay, this not will come within 1 week or 1 day. It will take some time. So finally, last, these are all the other mannerism. So other than that 21 points, some other qualities also is shown here. So please don't do such activities in front of students. So causes of bad mannerism. Okay, sir, because if any one or two bad qualities, bad manners having with me, what will happen? What causes will definitely confidence will not come, lack of confidence, improper learning situations, there will not be any learning situation because the continuity will not come, students, teacher, no cooperation will come, no friendliness, because teacher too much strict, teacher continuously advising students not any doubt? So any doubt, please raise your hands. No voice coming. So sorry, here some network issues are there. So I think my voice is not very much audible. No doubt. Okay, thank you. Someone have given a message. No doubt. I hope all of you have had some message from this PPT. So thank you for listening me, and thanks for arranging this such a wonderful opportunity for sharing the knowledge to students. Thank you, Nini, and thank you one and all. Thank you, sir.